Well, Steve, there are always big games between Melbourne Victory and Sydney FC, but how do you feel this one is going into it, bearing in mind where both teams are this season?
Well, it's another massive game for us at home. Obviously, we played them in the first game of the season. They beat us 3-2 at our home ground, so we want to obviously get a good performance this time round and get the win. But last game we played against them at their ground was a very good performance from us, very good win as well, and started our run off. So we want to continue that.
Does it help that you played them so recently, that you know a bit more about them and have beaten them so recently?
Yeah, well, it helps because we played them twice, but we also do our homework on them with other teams as well. But I'm surprised they are down the bottom. They're a good team. They have some good attacking weapons. Obviously, brought in a couple of players in January as well to strengthen the defence. And we need to play really well, I think, this week and get the 3 points.
Are you surprised about where they've been this season?
Yeah, definitely. I know Popper very well. He's a very good coach, experienced coach as well in the A-League and the players that he has there. But, happens. They're trying to work their way out of it as well. And, obviously, we don't want that to happen this weekend. We want to, again, put on a very good performance at home. We need to start winning at home and picking up 3 points. 8 games to go of the season. It's important that we start going again on another run.
The last few weeks, the team has gone behind early first and had to come back to win the games. Is that something that you've been working on and speaking to the players?
Yeah, it's never nice to go behind, but I think it does show great character from the boys to come back in the games that they have done. So that's definitely a positive, but we want to start on the front foot. We were a little bit slow last week, I think, in that department, and we need to fix that against a very good Melbourne Victory side.
In terms of the crowd backing, there's a phenomenal crowd there in the first game of the season in the wet. Yeah. How important is it that the Sydney FC fans get behind the team, bearing in mind that there might not be many Melbourne Victory fans?
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, it's more important that they come out and support us. Vital time of the year, coming to the back end of it. These games are always very competitive, very exciting games as well. So for me, this was the big derby before Wanderers come along, and it still is a big game for us. So we're looking forward to it.
So we've had a win against them and a loss against them. How do we go into this game preparing for the last match against them?
Yeah, I think, our last game was a win against them, so it was a positive, especially away from home. We've been doing really well away from home, picking up a lot of points. So I think it's more about the consistency now. We know what they're about, and it's more of what we did last game. And, we need to attack well, but also we need to defend and make sure our transition is really solid.
Alfie's obviously still out. He's going to be out for a long time. We've seen
not that long, hopefully.
Not hopefully. We've seen Patrick Wood in the number 9 and Robert Mack in the number 9. Have you decided on who's going to maintain that position?
Yeah, I think obviously there's options there. I think Robbie played last week, scored a fantastic goal as well. So, he's gives us a really good threat. Both of them do making forward runs. I think even Kaczarski last week come on, can play as a number 9 as well. He was very positive when he came on last week and created a couple of good opportunities. So he's been out injured for a couple of weeks, so it's good to have him back. And we have options, but we'll see how we go.
And obviously it's a big game against one of our biggest rivals, but we've seen that we can beat, anyone. We've beaten Melbourne City, we've beat Western Sydney. I guess, how important is it to get the win over Melbourne Victory?
Yeah, very important. I think, we can. I think on our day, and we can beat anyone. We've shown that this year. It's more about the consistency for me. I think we need to just be a little bit more consistent in our results and our performances sometimes against teams. So I think we started to show that in the last 4 or 5 weeks, and we want to continue that. But yeah, it's a really important game for us, obviously.
Just quickly on a few more injury updates. Obviously, Rodwell was back in the squad last week. Was that a decision you've got to make this week whether to include him? You did say you were going to ease him back in. Yeah,
he's had so far a good week in training, so that's a positive. Whether he starts, we'll have to wait and see, but it's good signs, I think, for him. Whether we start him or play him off the bench and get him used to playing again, it's a good sign, because he's a fantastic player, great to have around the lads as well. And it's good to have him back.
Obviously, Jaden Kaczarski came on as well last week and really impressed to see someone who's in your thinking as well.
Yeah, he's obviously a good option. Like I said, he's coming back from an injury as well. But he showed last week he could come off the bench and change the game a little bit, and hopefully we'll use him in that same way.
And just finally on them, it looks like Jake Brimmer's going to be out for a while. Is that awful for him, obviously, but a bit of a boost considering he's the current Johnny Warren medalist?
Yeah, he's a fantastic player. Obviously, never great when you see a player go down with a knee injury, but I would say to be out this week, but hopefully he's not out for too long. He's great for the league, and obviously they need him. But for us, they have other options to play in that position, and I'm sure probably Economides will probably take that spot when he went off last week. Also a very good player, so we've got our challenges we have to make sure we're ready for.